like, do you want to go ahead and share your screen now? Or do you want to do me first?
Yeah, I'm doing me first.
Okay. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming out in this horrible weather. So my concept for today was to mastermind style / we're going to go through some stuff actually live, setting up ads and things like that on Facebook. So Facebook, if you don't really pay attention to it right now as far as the ads and stuff go, is ever changing. So one of the things they told us last year was good to do is not the same as this year that is good to do. So I was actually at an event here 2 weeks ago. We got a lot of cool stuff that they taught and stuff that I didn't know. So I thought I would bring it back and share with you guys. So to start with, so the person that did the presentation when I was out at the event is from Canada, and she has proven and tracked that from one ad that she spent $100 on, is actually $98.50. She could attribute $100,000 in commissions made from that. So just by structuring what she's doing and then doing what we're going to go through here later. So the biggest thing is that when you're doing the ads, it's more than just a boost. It's more than just a sponsored. It's constantly creating content. So when you're looking at Facebook, you're not just going at it from a sales perspective. You're going at it from as the content creator. So video, and I know people don't like video, but video is the only place where you can reach thousands of people at one time, as opposed to, you know, just a single, because for an example, how many people have seen a Facebook Live? That pops up and you instantly click on it to see what everyone is saying. So people like to see what's going on behind the scenes. You can do that with video. You can't do that with other things. So who knows what the definition of parasocial activity is? No? So basically parasocial activity is, and we all have it, it's what we subliminally do, it's what we look at online, it's what we watch. So our minds cannot tell the difference between whether a video is on TV, a phone, or a computer. It just likes video. So some stats, 60% of people will watch a video before they'll read a text. 74% of all internet traffic will be video content by the end of the year. So Red Bull, for example, right now is pumping billions of dollars into Facebook videos because Facebook, that's their product. So if you are organically getting a lot of traffic on Facebook and it's like a live video from Facebook, they will boost it up to the top without any extra cost because they want their content circulating out there. Using the word video in your email subject line boosts open rate by 19% and click rates by 65%. So even if it's made from still pictures, until you get comfortable with actually doing other videos, just saying video in it opens the click rate. So we're going to go through some on how to create content, how to monitor your Facebook pixel. Who knows what the Facebook pixel is? Anybody? Nigel, do you know?
It's a tracking pixel.
It's a tracking pixel. So you can take your pixel from Facebook and attach it to your website. If you run an ad and you drive people to your website, the moment they land on your website, Facebook's got their information. And then you can then build a targeted list from that people who landed there from your website and retarget them. So like if you ever went online and looked for shoes, you notice how it stopped you forever. That's what they're doing. That's what we can do and what we do. We can cyber stop them. So, so what we're going to go over is we're going to go through content, getting people driven to your website, how to create a custom list, how to retarget, which is where we are cyber stalking them. You can go in, who knew you could go in the back end of Facebook and tell age, demographics, everything that's being looked at on your sites, websites, and Facebook. Starting a campaign right away is not suggested. What they suggest is to do your ad, see what kind of traffic it gets organically, and if it's doing really well, then you do the ad, like, you know, maybe the next day or the following day. So headlines, you want to have something that jumps out at people. So they refer to it as a dog whistle, or you ask a question. So it's something that would engage. Posting the link in the first comment, because, and the reason they suggest that is because Facebook does not want you to leave their website. So if you put it right in the post, that takes them away from the website. So what Facebook suppresses that. So they suggest, so you would say something about, if you're saying something about the house, your last part would be, for more information, click in the first comment, click the link in the first comment below. So suggested practices are to run the ads for $1 to $2 a day. Don't touch it for a few days. And then if you see that it's working, then increase the dollar amount every few days until you build the audience. You have to have at least 1,000 people to create a custom audience before Facebook will let you do that. Otherwise, it's not broad enough.
Can you say that again?
Once what you want to build, you have to have at least 1,000 people that go to your website before you can create a custom audience off of that to retarget to. So here are, and I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna go into what the lady, how she got her $100,000. So the one thing that I got is last year they said, don't do Facebook boosts, do Facebook ads. Right now, Facebook boosts perform better than ads. That's what I was talking about, how they're constantly changing things. And if you've been in the back end of Facebook recently, it doesn't look the way it looked a month ago. It's totally different. So, so how she did it. So she's in Canada. I watched her first video she ever did. It was awful. It was in the shower talking about what, you know, different plumbing fixtures were in the shower. But then
That's a goal for your first one.
she had clothes on. So her videos that she started doing right away were market snapshots. So she would actually go on beginning of every month and do a market update from the month before. And then she would put that out there, she would boost that. After a while, people were seeing that, they would call her because that's who they saw. So she ended up getting a listing from that. She did a video before her open house. And she knew that the video worked because at the end of the video, showcasing the open house, she said, stop in for free gifts and hot chocolate. So then at the open house, a guy comes in. They start talking about, you know, listing again. She's the brand person because she's doing the market updates all the time. They talk about her listing his house. As she was walking away, he's like, by the way, I want to make sure that I have hot chocolate and gifts at mine also. So he watched it. So then she got that listing and she double-sided the first sale. So when she took all those commissions that stemmed from these videos that she did, it came up to just over $100,000. But it started from being the content creator, driving them to her site, and then circling back around in the same. And to this day, now she does a video every morning. It could be, they did a, what did they do? Oh, in December, they did a holiday event where different vendors could come and put out crafts and blankets and things like that. She did a video on that. So she, one of the other things she did was going around to different restaurants and showcasing them and highlighting them for the month. That got her pushed out there. So, and now she goes around the country speaking about how she made solutions for Facebook. And it makes sense once you start to get into what the back end analytics and stuff like that. So the way that is recommended, and this comes from the guy who facilitated this whole event, his coaching that he does comes straight from Facebook. He was just spent for the last 5 days at Facebook headquarters going over this stuff. So their suggestions are in this percentage, 10% for like comments. So you want to get 10% of your ads should get people liking your Facebook page. 25% should be content. So your market snapshots, your community events. So putting out there for a calendar, if you have a festival, doing a post on that, or business profiles. And then 65% should be conversion ads. That's your home search platforms, or your home evaluations platforms. So any questions on that? I kind of went through it pretty quick because I do want to get to doing some live stuff.
What'd you say the second percentage was?
25% is for content that you're providing. So market snapshots, business profile, and community event. And there's actually, if you, some people's problem with videos, you don't know what to say, or you feel you're going to mess up. There's actually an app called Media Prompter that you can actually type up what you want to do, and it'll show up in the corner of your device. Obviously, I would use a bigger device than a phone if you're going to do that. But I personally, if you're doing a live video, just suggest winging it. Because raw content is better. People like reality TV. So if you mess up, own up to it, move on. And I made him go do this. So did anyone watch the video that Andrew did last week in Polk City? Did live, okay, so I made him go do his first one. He's extremely nervous. And he said some bloopers in the video that he's been made fun of all week. One of them, which he's probably gonna kill me for this too, is referenced how much the ladies might like a laundry room, which was not a good comment. So still this week, he's getting grief over that. So, but the point is, he messed up on saying some things throughout the process. He rebounded and did it again. And I made a couple other people did the same thing. Just rebound and do it again. The cool part about the live videos, if you can get comfortable with doing them, and you're never gonna be comfortable, I'll say, but you're not gonna be comfortable, you're always gonna be nervous, is that as people throughout the day, some might not get on till 10 o'clock at night, they're just gonna see Facebook Live. So when they jump on, they're gonna think they're watching it live, even though they'll get to the bottom and realize it was done earlier that day. That helps build the presence on Facebook, because Facebook needs content to be able to keep those things going and for you to be able to build your list. So
when they do that, are they just holding their own phone?
yes, so I'll show you, because people think once you click Facebook Live, they're like, oh, we're gonna be, it's not.
Right.
So I'll show you real quick. So you go to Facebook, so there's a live button right there. You click live, and then it says connecting. You type in what your video is gonna be about, and then you just hit go live. So I'm not live yet, but it shows. So, and then you can actually do it so you're facing yourself, or you hit the button in the top corner, and then it faces away from you. So if you're not comfortable right away, just walk through the house talking, or a development, or if you have an event, or you have a radio station out there, you don't want to be on it. Just talk, show everything else. It's just your voice at that point, but it's still a live video. So, and I did the first one 3 weeks ago when I walked through the Vista office to show where the service center is going to be. That was my very first one. So I was messing with these buttons while I was live, trying to figure it out.
Facebook Live is easier than video.
Absolutely, I think it is.
I will not do a video.
I think
Facebook Live is kind of fun.
Facebook Live, it is. Knowing you have to know you're going to screw up. You have to know you have to rebound from it and keep going.
It's nice you can interact with people while you're doing it.
I had so many people jump on mine because her husband was commenting. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Thanks, Mike.
and then you can like
Right, you can acknowledge them, and they will talk to you via chat while you're doing it. Now, I think when you watch some video, I'm gonna turn that off in case I accidentally go live. You know how some videos that are live, like some of the bigger social media stars, they'll be like, well, let's do another 5 minutes, see who else jumps on. You have a very limited time to keep people's attention. So I would just get right into it. If someone else jumps on later, then they can just watch it.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is there like a sweet spot for how long you should do a live video? I mean.
So,
As long as those likes are coming on.
right, so
Yeah.
when it comes to live videos, I don't think there's any specific time
Okay.
because it's live. People want to know what you're gonna do next. If it's just a regular video and they know it's scripted, you've got maybe 40 seconds
Or
tops and they're gone.
Right.
But live, again, they're looking at, you know, if it's something controversial, which don't do that. Don't do any controversial videos. You'll see angry emojis coming across and you don't want that. Just happy videos. So,
if you do it through a home, and the home is fairly large, are there certain areas, I mean.
no, I just walk through the whole thing.
Walk through the whole.
Try to keep it steady.
Okay.
You know, like, so last week when Andrew was doing this, he's like, this is the bathroom and this is, and it's like, whoa, slow down. So, and then yesterday, one of the agents was telling me he did one out front and it was so cold, his hand was shaking. So the video was shaking. So try to stay warm.
Colin yesterday was shaking.
That's who it was. I didn't want to say it, but that's who it was.
Because he left his coat in the car.
Yeah, I didn't want to say the agent's name, but that's who it was. So, but I would go through the whole house. People want to see, you know, it's like a 3D camera, but in real life. So you can tell, instead of it just being music in the background, you have talking points about the granite or about how the hardwood floors have been upgraded or whatever it may be.
Before I did my first one, I actually did a video myself so that just to practice, so that I could see what it looked like and if I was moving way too fast or just to kind of get a sense, because once you're live, you kind of get nervous
Yeah.
and go really fast. Like, zoom around.
And you do, if you watch the one I did through Vista, I was talking, half the service center staff was there, so I put them on it. And then I turned around and there was the contractor. I'm like, ooh, no, we don't want him. And so, but again, just regroup and realize it's okay to screw up. People don't care.
I was gonna ask you something. There's a Century 21 agent. I love her dearly. She's a top producing agent. But last year I had to unfollow her because I was just getting a little tired of seeing all her posts because she was doing so well. And maybe that was just, my selfish. But is there a point where you don't want people to be like, oh gosh, annoyed that they're unfollowing you because they're sick of seeing,
No, I mean, in that case, if it's another agent, I mean, there are those agents that can be annoying and there's nothing wrong with unfollowing them. And it usually is a competitive thing. And sometimes their videos are just annoying. But I don't think that there's any max that you should be doing because those who truly want the information are going to stay. I mean, your friends aren't, your friend, and I would start with it on your business page and then share it over to your personal page. But your friends are not going to unfollow you because you do a live video. Again, if it's all scripted and it's just, hey, I do all sorts of real estate, then maybe. But again, you're providing content, things that they want to know, community events. They want to know. That's why they're not going to go. It's not always salesy. So, and I know what you're talking about, but yeah, it's when it comes to that, it's usually a competitive thing.
Yeah, you don't want to be braggy.
There's a fine line between being overly, braggy. So my stance has always been on things like that. If you are, again, providing value, if you're walking through a house or say you have this event that you're providing, that's something. But if you're constantly, oh, I had this sell today and I had this listing today, no one cares. So two things happen when that happens. One, your current clients are going to be like, well, if you're that busy, maybe you're too busy for me. Or two, not everyone has that success. People will start to resent you. That has always been my stance when it comes to being overly braggy. So no one cares you had 20 listings that day and a closing and happen to squeeze in lunch and go to the gym. No one cares. So as long as it's providing value, people will not unfollow.
What about too, I've been curious what everybody else is thinking as far as, last year, I remember Lance saying, don't, go out there and say, oh, my listing sold in 4 hours or 24 hours, because then consumers recognizing that they don't necessarily need us, and there were so many for sale by owners. But sometimes if you have a listing that's stagnant, you don't want to keep posting like still for sale, because then you look like you're not.
Right.
selling it,
I
you
don't
know?
like, I just saw someone do this last night. Congratulating, this is again from not this market, but congratulations to our client. They sold their house in 27 days. That's good, but maybe it's not as good as it was. The next one was sold his house in 4 days. I wouldn't put the days on there, on that. That's just my opinion. Now, if you want to, some people, and not everyone does this, but if you wanted to, send out something in that neighborhood to say sold the house in this amount of days, I don't see anything wrong with that. It just shows that, to me, it shows that you're doing your job and you did it well. So what the amount of FSBOs we had last year, I don't think anything was going to stop that. The media was fueling that.
Mhm.
So, and as you see, I think they've dropped and I think you can see that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I wouldn't put the days on it. That's just my opinion. Any other questions on the stuff that we went over so far? Okay, let's do fun stuff. Share screen. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's weird. Who has a business page manager set up? I'll take that as a no. Okay, I'm gonna show you where that's at and how you do that. So you have to run ads through your business page manager, or your business page, I'm sorry. You cannot do them on your personal page. So, so in the right hand, over here on the right, you can see all the different groups. See how it says business manager? If all of you don't have that, then you don't have your manager set up. So, and then to get to that, you would just go to business.facebook.com and then start from there. That's how you set up your manager, is going to the business page. Actually, I need my notes when I do it on the phone. I lost my phone. Oh, you took my phone.
I took your phone, it's just like mine.
Give me my phone. Okay, so this is the business page manager. You can have multiple pages. So if you are, you have your individual agent page. If you represent a builder, you can manage their page. You can do them all under one manager. So if you look down through here, I have concept stuff. I have different builders. And then you can have your ads manager. That's what this weird number here, why it's not named. So ads manager, once you get into the back end of Facebook, up here in the top left corner, it says business manager. You click on it, you have your ads manager, you have your power editor. Power editor is where you can start like campaigns to like do a certain amount of ads at once and then release them at a certain time.
Jeez,
Or something like that.
I was just moving this over because we can't see the left.
Oh, okay.
There we
So and we'll go through go through all these tabs. Pixel, we talked about pixels. That's how you find your Facebook pixel. I will tell you, when I was at the event, I realized at that event that we've been using the wrong pixel for 6 months. So there was no data at that time. So preparing for this over the last 2 weeks, I've been running different ads so that I can collect data for this. And then audiences. The audiences are who you're targeting. So you can create custom audiences. You can create. So I've created just random audiences here recently from our lead platform. That's this one. This is an audience that was So from this ad that was ran, 220,000 people it went in front. So I have 220,000 people's information that I can re-cyberstalk now. So, and when I say we personally don't have it, Facebook has it. So our content is continuing to go back to them. So So go back to the ads manager. We'll start at the top. So the ads manager has every single ad that you have been, or that you have done or running. So you see these ones that say recently completed, and we have 2 going right now. We ran a variety of different ads to see what was performing better. So starting down here at the bottom, this is one of those content ads. So it said, for a list of hot buys and listings, go to the link below. It ran and reached 584 people, but only 8 people clicked on it. So that's not a very good, it didn't do well. So we wouldn't do that one again. The next one did okay. It was just publishing and promoting a new construction in Norwalk. So 720 people it got in front of, 47 clicked on it. So again, it did okay, but it wasn't like spectacular. And then Andrew's video that I was referring to went in front of 2,000 people, but only 83 clicked on it. So not too well. So the next one, so this ad's been running all together for a couple weeks. So most recently, it's been ran for a week. It had gone in front of 9,762 people, but 355 clicks. I would consider that a good ad. So that ad, all it was a handful of pictures, because people like pictures. So photo books are good, videos are good. The more you can have that they can look at, the better. So that one would be one that we would continue to do. And then again, this is another version done a different way of Andrew's video. This one, actually, if you look at it, didn't do too bad because it was only 9 cents a post or a click. And so there wasn't a lot of money spent there. So if you look at it right here, it says post engagements or link clicks. Post engagements, that's just a boost. Link clicks, that's actually an ad. Okay. So one of the things that, and it's very easy to get to that I didn't even know existed until I went to this thing is, so when you want to set up your demographic, when you're setting up your ad, you kind of want to know who to target. And that's why you test ads, see what works, see what doesn't. So if you come over here to breakdown, has anyone ever clicked on that button? If you have an ad manager, see all those categories? Wouldn't that be cool if you could figure out exactly who's looking at your stuff? So we're going to come down to agent vendor. Boom. That is the demographic of everyone who has looked at these ads. So we'll go down to the one that's doing really well. Our largest groups are female, ages 25 to 44. Kind of cool, kind of creepy, but there's so much content that you have, so you can narrow it down even further. Were they on a smartphone? Were they on Instagram? Were they on a Droid or a iPhone? So having that information be useful when you're setting up your new ads. So, Power Editor. Oh, wait, actually, step out. Any questions on this? Yes.
I seen it said time of day. So we back up to that one and see. I'm curious just to.
So let's go down to the good one. That's not it. There we go. Time of day. Going too fast. Okay. Yeah. I didn't click all the way through them, but that's very useful information. So in this ad, the biggest amount of traffic is over the lunch hour and after hours. Any other questions on this stuff? Okay.
So how would you say that information like that on the time?
Mhm.
Would you adjust or change your video? Or how would you, using that data, how would you going forward, how would you make any adjustments?
I think I mean, obviously it's cool knowing the times, but I think that the other ones, being the age and gender or the platforms and things like that, become more important than the time. Because if you're hitting those, no matter what time they get on, it's going to get in front of them. Have you ever jumped on again after you looked at something and there's an ad for it right there? That's because it's tracking you. So again, cool and creepy.
So based on that age and gender thing, next time Andrew does an ad, the first photo should be the laundry room.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't do that with him. No. The funny thing is, if you go back up to his his video. Let's go back to age and gender. Not that one. There was another one. The majority of the viewers were female. I did have one tell me yesterday that they wanted to punch him through the phone after he said that. I didn't catch that he said it until it was brought to my attention, but since then you've heard a lot about it.
Shane, are you tracking how much business you're getting from this? Like when you
Yes.
meet people and they say, oh, I found
Here's the
this
thing.
Facebook ad?
Yes, and we ask, and here's the thing. We are tracking it, and we've tracked it all last year, but like I said, we've been doing it wrong for 6 months.
Mhm.
So how much more, when I can show what we've done, what we did with it last year, but how much more effective would it have been if we were doing it right? So, but yeah, I can track, when people call in, they're asked, where did you see our information? They'll say Facebook ad, which is why, so last year, the team tried radio. A lot of money was spent there. And looking at the return, I started looking at where the majority of the business was coming from. There was more generated from just doing Facebook the way we were doing it than what the radio was producing. So all radio was pulled and retargeted to other stuff, including more into Facebook. So right now you can see the total spent of the current campaigns that have happened. That's weak. So it's not a lot, because you can start small, but if you're running 8 to 10 ads at a time, it can add up. But it's significantly less than a radio spot.
Mhm.
So for every dollar that you went to budget for this, what do you expect your return on investment?
In anything we do, and it's changed a lot over the last couple of years. It used to be higher, but now because there's so many more people out there, the ratios have changed. We expect it varies. I like 6 to 8%. On average, though, it could be 6.5. It depends. But so what we were doing last year, altogether there was probably 3,000 or 4,000 spent on Facebook ads. The one house was like a $450,000 listing, not more than paid for the Facebook ads. And if you get really good at it, it can be, I know people that attribute 80% of their business to Facebook. And the thing is that we should be taking advantage of this now, because we don't know what 2 years is going to bring as far as regulations and things like that, which is why I know it's hard to stay, and we try to stay on top of it, and I think we do a pretty good job of it. But it's constantly changing.
When you set up an ad, I don't know if you want to show us that, are you setting it up as a cost per click or cost per 1,000 impressions?
Per
And
click.
how much are you putting in?
$1. Depends on the type, but if it's a boost, it's $1 a day, or if it's an ad, it's $5 a day.
I think it's cost per click.
Yes, it's per click.
Per click.
Yeah, so you want to do cost per click, because if you don't, it's just out there to whoever, and every time someone sees it, that costs you money. You want people to actually click on it, which is why, you know, you want post engagements, and you want, you know, ad clicks, because then you're only getting charged per click. Most people just put it out there for the masses. Well, you don't need someone overseas seeing your ad. I mean, it could work out, but I highly doubt it.
So the reason why that particular client decided to list with you was what?
That ad was a just sold ad. And then from there, it was driving them to show. I mean, the whole purpose of the ads is for you to be able to get in front of them and provide the value to them, so they choose you as their agent. So after they saw the engagement, one of the other agents went out there, went through everything, and showed the value, and ended up getting the listing. It's all about content and value. You have to show them. Again, it can't just be, hey, it's a spring, you know, I need more buyers and sellers. You have to provide them value, a reason to click. Otherwise, they just get spammed and then they get mad.
And what are you asking them to click? Like where they
Direct. We want to get them to one of the websites. So again, because the pixel's there. If they sign in on the landing page, that's great, but they don't have to, because once they get there, we already have their information. Facebook has it. So the whole purpose is to be able to build your audience and be able to retarget to them.
Okay.
So it's to a website. And if you don't have a website yet set up, you can do it just with Facebook, because that's where driving likes, getting likes. You can pixel, because your Facebook's already pixeled. Any other questions on that? Okay. So we went through the tracking of ads. So we can actually go, let's go back here to Ad Manager. Wasn't doing that. Power Editor. Yep, so Power Editor. So this is the back end of the Power Editor. Again, you can have multiple campaigns in here at once. I know of a gentleman in a different market who runs 100 ads at a time. Again, different market. They spend like 100,000 a month on Facebook. But it's all created and started through here. And once you have it in here, you can actually just duplicate what you had done before, tweak it a little bit, and it's ready to go. So you can come over here and create rules for your ad that Facebook has to go through. So whether it's so many clicks, or right here you can see cost per mobile app installation. I've never set the rules. I just like doing the targeted around whatever market or neighborhood we're trying to hit. So until you get comfortable with the Power Editor itself, you can just go here and just create an ad through here, because it has them all over here on the right side. So this, even though you saw the ones that were just finished. This only shows what's running right now. And I left these running just so we could go through today. And then here, again, with the ad sets, it shows who's reached what. So this one's reached actually quite a few, but again, not a lot of people have clicked on it. Any questions on Power Editor?
When you do it, you set a budget in the beginning, don't you? And that's how-
Yeah, we're going to do a live one at the end.
Okay. I know I've done lots of boosts and I did one ad, but
Mhm.
I just kind of
Yeah,
played around with it.
really watch the budget. So I actually said this in a class a while back. It was like 7 months ago. We were running one, and I was like, "This is getting great traffic." And I went back and looked because it had $35 a day. Yeah, that was an expensive one. So really watch that.
Yeah, and it makes it really easy because it doesn't look like you confirmed it.
Right.
And then it wants you to add more money to it.
Right.
Yeah,
But
they're trickery.
Yeah.
Jen?
So when you say they're active, does Facebook automatically just post them at different times?
Yep. So, and I can show you. I'll actually go back to one of the other ones and show you what those ads look like and where they put them.
Okay, you had an error, you got $35.
Yep.
Did you figure out what the return on investment, even though it wasn't something you had planned?
On that particular, there's no way to know one specific ad did it. They're not going to say, I saw this ad, this is why I called you. You have to look at Facebook as a whole. And even beyond that, not just Facebook. So if you didn't know this, Facebook also filters to Instagram. So you actually have ads on Instagram also if you're running a Facebook ad. So who knew that? Okay.
I just did my first one the other day and I got more traffic than any of my Facebook ads ever did.
The Instagram one? Yeah, Instagram's a hot place, so you should be there. So let's go back to the ads manager. So if you click on the ad, it brings you to the back end of that ad. Over here on the right, you can see what that post looks like. And then you can also see here, and actually that was on my next thing anyway, so it worked out great. Come here is the traffic. You can see where I stopped that ad for a little bit and then I continued again. But where the spikes were in the days and when they went down. So over here, you can see what the Facebook post looks like. So that's all it said. Make 2017 the year you call Polk City home. And that's how many people it went in front of. So if the pixel had been right at that time, it would have grabbed the majority of those people's information. Again, what they're doing on the back end, so it is cyber stalking them. And then you come back and you can see what the Instagram post looks like. So yes, Instagram gets just as much activity as Facebook if you're doing it right. If I would do on Instagram, create different folders, kitchens and bathrooms and outdoor landscaping, and you can use those to boost and push your ads. Okay, so pixels. So here is your pixel is right here. So if you currently have a website and you want to add a pixel to your website, you go here. Home or even Business Manager. Why is it saying? So you go here. Go back.
Does it cost you to put a pixel on it?
No. Nope. There we go. So, you have a web designer or whoever you're having do it, you just go here, click that button, your pixel code is copied. It's all this gibberish back here. Send it off to whoever does your design, and your pixel, it will say over here, what if it's not installed, it'll say your pixel is not set up yet. And that is extremely important when it comes to tracking. So again, you can see here where pixel fires means someone went to those sites. So if you look here, in the last 7 days, 12,000 people have been to those sites. So then now we can retarget them. Question on pixels.
So you need a web designer to do that for you?
No, if you have, again, it's already on your Facebook.
Right.
So if you have a website, whoever's in charge of that would be who would be able to add the pixel for you.
So that's a website outside of the Remax?
Yes, and we should, and I'm checking on it right now. We should be able to add, you should be able to add them to your individual landing pages on your Remax sites.
Facebook only allows one pixel though, doesn't it?
No, you can pixel, you have one pixel, but you can pixel multiple sites.
Okay, but there's only the one number that comes back into Facebook.
Correct. Yeah, this is the default. So where I would, because you have a pixel on your business page, you have a pixel on your personal page. Where you were messed up is this is the one that was being used. So then it was switched to this. Because again, you can't boost ad for your personal page, so pixel on your personal page doesn't make any sense. But yeah, you can put it on multiple sites, and it would come back to this number. So then now, so the next thing is to create a custom audience. So we create audience. We're going to go to this site and see if this is the one. Audience. It's called Pixel Fires. So custom audience is created. So that, again, you have to have over 1,000 to create that custom audience. So right now we have 12,000. So that audience is done. So it was that simple. Just create custom audience, it was done. Any questions on that? So in real estate, you always have to be learning because things are always changing. I'm not sitting here saying that this is going to be extremely easy to stay on top of, but if you get efficient and good at it, it will produce results. But it is something you have to commit to and do on a regular basis. Otherwise, it's not going to work. But the power is proven is there with the billions of people that are on Facebook daily. And that, don't get sucked into the drama and political posts and all that. Get on and do your thing. Okay, so now we created our custom audience. Now, this is, when you click up here, it shows these 4 things to choose from in search business, but I had learned there's all kinds of crazy stuff in the back end of Facebook that you don't even know it's there. So you type in A or B or whatever, and multiple tools pop up. So audience insights. So you can choose, again, creepy and cool. For each list, you want to see who the demographic of that list, it will show you. So you could say everyone on Facebook. And we're going to say Des Moines. it shows the gender, it shows what their lifestyle, their jobs are, what they do. It shows that they're married. It shows what education they have. Kind of cool, kind of creepy. But that helps when you're doing your ads. So let's look at, you can go up here. So you do all Facebook. You can check your custom audiences. So we just made, where'd it go? Where did it go? Well, we're going to choose one of the other ones because it's not pulling over for whatever reason. We're going to choose this one. This is one we put in last year or last week. There was close to 5,000 people that were put into that. When you create your audience or your custom list, because you can create one here too. We'll do that in a second. You can drop in their emails or their phone numbers. So if you have, like, if you want to upload one, so it's your prior database, you can drop in a spreadsheet of all their emails or their phone numbers, and it'll sync to them. So this is a list that was created last week. Again, shows the age and gender, the relationship status, education, and then their jobs. So to create a new one in here, we're going to say don't save. You do custom audience. Type in new one. Come on. Create new. Why is that not working? Custom audience. Add your custom audience here. We've been having internet issues, so. Well, that is supposed to drop down. And then from there, it gives you the option to upload a spreadsheet, or you can copy and paste the phone numbers or the email addresses. So we went through the audience, analyzing the audiences where we're at now. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do an actual ad. Oh yeah, I can do that. Okay. So we'll go create ad. And the whole purpose is to drive traffic. That should be the goal. So we're gonna do traffic and continue. So now we're at the audience. So website, the goal is to have this, if you're trying to reach a very specific audience, then obviously it will be different, but overall, your audience should be in the green here. So we're going to choose traffic from the website. We're going to use a saved audience. Actually, you know what? I want to do a different. So we're going to do a lookalike audience, and we're going to do this one because it's got the most in it right now. Okay, so see how it dropped to red? So in this case, I am specifically targeting certain people that I know for a fact were on our website because they were uploaded through email. So in that case, it's okay to have it on the red. Okay. So then, this is an important part. We're going to say Des Moines, Iowa. And we're going to go out 25 miles because that's just pretty much the entire metro. We saw on the last one that, oh, actually step back. Here's the important part. You have to drop the pen. if you don't drop the pin, again, it can go anywhere. So our demographic was 24 to 44, I believe. So we're not going to because it's already so specific, but you can go here and through suggestions, you can browse. So education, financial, lifestyle. Again, it told one of the things it told us was lifestyle. Connection type. I'm going to leave that alone. So here's, see how it's a default of $20. So again, make sure you check that. And it'll tell you if it's not enough. So someone, like if you try to do a certain amount on sponsored post or boost, it would say that you have to have a minimum of $1 a day. It'll tell you if you're doing it wrong. So I suggest doing an end date. So we're just going to do it for a couple days.
It's March.
That's
Oh, my bad. Good call. See, you got to pay attention. There you go. Much better. So again, we want link clicks, bid amount, automatic. Facebook will set it. Let's see, make sure I got everything. Actually, I'm going to show you something else. We're going to click to add that. So if you're trying to build your audience because you don't have it yet and you want link clicks to go to your whatever site, this is where you would do this. So you're Des Moines, you're in the green, so you're good. We've already dropped the pin. Language, you're not going to do anything there. We're not going to get super specific on demographics because, again, at this point, you just want to get an audience. If you have a good message, you're going to get clicks. So everything else looks good. So we're going to go continue. So single carousel photos or slideshows or video do best. A single image, if you're doing a landing page of some sort and you have a good, headline, you're going to get results too with those three do the best. We are going to actually, because this is not mine, we're going to use, or my login under my name, we're going to use an existing post. So let's see, yeah, we don't want that one. Let's see. There we go, we'll use this one. Or actually, you know what? We're gonna use this one. We're gonna use this one because it's got a video already embedded in it. So, very important. See right here where it says track all conversations or conversion from my Facebook pixel. I have that clicked. And again, it will warn you if it's not going to be good. So let's change it because it's warned us that it's not.
How does it know?
It's creepy is what it is. Let's see, let's do this one.
Well, that one said there was too much text too.
Right. If you have,
Oh.
so if you have too much text, it won't approve it. If your picture is not quality enough, it won't approve it. If you have, do you, is it, if you don't have it, well, if you don't have an ad manager, you wouldn't have, but there's actually an app that has an ads manager. You can actually track what the ads are doing, and it'll actually send you an alert daily of how much money, how much traffic you got and how much money you've spent on that ad.
So that's a separate What is that?
It's a Facebook, it's a ad manager through Facebook.
Okay.
So you just have to log in and it'll track all the different ads. So everything that I just showed you is just, it's on the phone.
Oh, okay. Because Ads Manager used to be in the
Used to.
page.
It's a separate, yeah,
That's why
they
I was
separated
like,
it.
where is it? Because I used to just use it in there. and
Yeah,
that's
they separated.
fine.
Yeah, it's constantly changing. It can be frustrating. So, let's see, we have this. So it's represented that. So we're just going to hit, let's see, looking for home. Okay, so we're gonna just hit place order. Now, if I was logged into my account, you can upload your photos into those carousels, put in your website, put in your text, your call to action, what you want them to do. The more, if you're asking them a question or if it's something of value, they're going to click on it. So it's not done yet. Hit continue, and then it will say pending review. Facebook has to review it, and if it gets approved within a few minutes, and actually I'll do this so that we can hear if it gets approved. If you have the app, your phone's going to go off, and you'll also get an email saying it was approved.
What app is that?
Facebook Ad Manager. And then, so that is the gist, and we went through a lot, so I'm glad we record things, but that is the gist of what I wanted to go over today. Just the different back-end things that most of us didn't know were even there that help you track, retarget, and build your audiences. The whole thing is building your audiences. You're not going to have a huge audience within the first, you have to build that and retarget to them. So the whole key is to get people driven to your sites or Facebook.
How's this different from like on your business page when you want to post a new listing?
Mhm.
It says you want to boost.
So, and then we talked about, so let's go back. Go to, it's the one and the same, both of those get ran through the back end of this.
You just don't see
Boosting
it.
doesn't get you an audience, right?
You can't get an audience with it. I'll show, let's go back to audiences. So if it's from a boost, it'll say saved audience, and you can't reuse it. If it's from a post or you created it, it'll say custom. Oh, it's fine. Oh, see, look, it filters out emails and stuff that aren't accurate. So it says the audience is too small. That's why I couldn't find it earlier. It's because there's not enough to get it over that 1,000 mark. So if you look at this one here has 700, that's because that's a list that was specifically created from a spreadsheet that was uploaded.
So the idea behind the emails is that
it follows them on Facebook. So if you want to make sure your clients are seeing your market updates, you would want to have their information in there. So while they're online scrolling their Facebook, your face is popping up in front of them, on the side, on the front, everywhere they run ads.
Where do you upload those?
The list, see if it works.
And you can't, I don't think you can, but you can't use a live video as an ad, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, that's what I do with Andrews.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the things that they suggested in the class, because again, Facebook likes that. That's their content.
Okay.
So yeah, I can show you that in a minute.
So what, you do the live video and then you do create?
Yep, you let the live, so you do the live video, you watch it, see how much organic traffic it's getting. If it's getting good traffic, and it wouldn't be an ad, you would boost it.
Oh, okay.
So it's staying in front of everyone.
But it doesn't capture the audience.
Right, and then again, you can put in that first, for more information, for the full market report, click click the link in the first comment below, and that sends them to where you need them to send them. So custom audience, consumer file, copy and paste. Did you follow? Did I do that too fast?
Yeah, I was writing what you were saying.
Oh, okay. Let's start over. So go to create an audience. You're doing custom audience, customer file. Choose the file, and then here you can either upload the file or you can do this and copy and paste. So like last week when I was preparing for this, one of the files wasn't working right, so I just went through and highlighted all the emails and just dropped them in here, and it worked. Same thing with phone numbers. You can do phone numbers too.
But is that only if they're using that email to log into Facebook?
Yes.
But you can do their email address and phone number?
Yes.
All both?
You can do, yeah, you can do different. Yeah. It'll find, if you type in email, it's going to say email. If you put in phone, it's going to say phone. But that's where getting them to driving them to the site and getting that pixel information is important, because again, you want to build that audience. So to your question, let's go back to actually, let's do this. Go back to Ads Manager. So here's the one that was done of Andrew's live video. So then I just took it and boosted it. And I was able to do it. Actually, let me go back and look at that one too. So this was a boost. So it's when you're doing a boost, Randy, you can take your post and start it right there on your page, and you can boost it right there. The ad, you have to go into the back. The point of the boost is to get people to your page and get likes and things like that. And you can get addresses or content from that, but you're going to get a broader audience with the ads. So again, you want to do a mix of both. So let's go back to the other one. So that was I'm in the wrong account. Hasn't been approved yet. Oh, I did get approved. They just didn't. They did not send the alert yet. So here's the other one. So in this case, because again, this was an ad, not a boost. You put the content up here, and then to see the video, click on the link below, and then we dropped it down here. That's how we're able to use the video in this ad itself when you normally can't.
Oh,
Any questions on that? No?
It just look like deer in headlights because of the
It's a lot. It is a lot. And they constantly, the guy who I learned this stuff from, again, he spent 5 days at Facebook headquarters learning more stuff that's coming out. He shares that with us. We'll turn around and share it as soon as we get it with you guys.
So you're constantly getting updates.
Well, yes, I'm constantly getting updates from him on Facebook. Just in general, that's what a lot of the people that were in that room attribute a good chunk of their business to social media in general. So Instagram, Facebook, you do some with Pinterest. You can do certain things with other platforms too, but they become like a LinkedIn, but they become more pricey. So I would just focus on these ones because that's where the consumers are. And then do Facebook Live. If you don't want to be on the camera, have it facing the other way and talk over it until you get comfortable. But people like to put a face to a name. So the more you can be on camera, the better. Everyone's like, everyone looks goofy on camera when they start. It's a proven fact. You just have to do it.
I can't remember if you did the class where you were talking about open houses and Maria said, there's a little bit of a safety concern too,
Yep.
about,
I did that class.
yeah, and so I struggle with that too sometimes, how much you put yourself out there, especially being female sometimes.
Yeah, it's a balance, be cautious, of course, but if anything, bad things can happen at any time, but if you're doing a new construction and there's 10 homes open on that road, that would be not as bad as, a resale in the country or something like that. So yeah, use discretion until you feel comfortable. Someone knows where you're at, or, if in that same class, if someone comes in that you're skeptical of, stay by the front door, let them walk through the house themselves. They don't need you to follow them around. Or
Your name's on the sign, your name's on the Zillow app, the true.
yeah, they know you're there.
They know you're there with that open house, so.
The thing with that is, at that point though too, is even if people aren't looking for real estate at the time, and they're not going to be on Zillow and they may not know your signs there, they're going to know you were there because you were just on Facebook telling everybody. So yeah, you have to be just cautioned on that. But yeah, that is the unfortunate part of our business is to be successful, you can't hide, you just have to be smart about it. And then I did go over, and I think everyone's got this now, the safety steps that we've provided as far as like what we put on the front door and things like that. That is, that in itself sets people up to, to walk away, and to this day, there has not been one person, even if they're angry, that still didn't sign in. So just be careful with it. Other questions?
Yeah, would you be willing to do like a walkthrough class, have set a date for everybody to come with a video prepared to do this?
Yeah, the funny thing is about a year ago, we put a challenge out and we had a drawing. I think it was $100 to anyone who would do a video, and we were going to watch them. And I think there was two. Didn't you win? Yeah, she's the only one that did it and so one other person did it, and I don't think they were here. So yeah, she won. It was at an open house, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, Facebook Live or?
No, that was before.
Well, that was
before Facebook Live. We just challenged them to do a video and post it.
But would you be willing to have everybody come with a video?
Oh, of course.
To walk and walk us through the steps.
To set a yeah.
Do this.
Well, I don't know if we'll do everybody because that would take a while. But yes, we could do that. So we could set that for another date. Create the videos, and then we can go through the ad manager, or throughout the in between that time, just meet one-on-one and do it. If you have the video readily available, it takes a couple minutes to do it.
You're probably saying if we each have our laptops with us. And
Yeah.
Oh,
Do it
I got you.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to do it one by one on here.
Have
Yes.
Each person come with
Yes.
a video and their laptop.
Yeah, okay, yes, we can do that.
Punch it through.
Yes, we can go step by step. If you have a video, we can do that.
We've got a $17,000 commercial.
You what?
I've got a $17,000.
Oh, your TV commercial. Yeah, we had a discussion on that here a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not use it? Yeah, we can do that. We'll probably, because I think the next few weeks are set with what we're going to be doing, but we can get something on the calendar for the beginning of March. Yeah. But if you want to do it sooner, just, reach out. Maybe I can do it at a different time and just let everyone know as a group at that time. Doesn't necessarily have to be on a Wednesday. So, because the first week of March, the REMAX conference, so we'll be there getting more information to bring back. But yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
Other questions? Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ew.